So we have some breaking news that AOC, Jamaal Bowman, and others are calling upon New York Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign from his job as New York governor. There's a press release out, one put out by AOC and Jamaal Bowman in particular, basically saying that based on the scandals around Cuomo, his personal scandals, and all of the individuals that have told awful things about him, and his failure to do his job in transparency around COVID and the nursing homes and, bullying Ron Kim when he spoke out, that on these two fronts, Andrew Cuomo has shown that he cannot lead. They note here in their statement, the final paragraph, as members of the New York delegation to the U.S. House of Representatives, we believe these women, we believe the reporting, we believe the Attorney General, and we believe the 55 members of the New York State Legislature, including the Senate Majority Leader, who have concluded that Governor Cuomo can no longer effectively lead in the face of so many challenges. And this matters because you're seeing so many people, all of them Democrats, calling out a Democratic governor. And you might say to yourself, well, of course AOC and Jamaal Bowman, two left-wingers, would want Cuomo to resign. This is just ideological infighting. And maybe that's playing some minor role. After all, Cuomo did endorse the people that AOC and Jamaal Bowman defeated in primaries. AOC defeated Crowley, Bowman defeated Engel. Cuomo stood with both of those, old centrist corporate Democrats as they got bopped by AOC and Bowman. But let's be clear, around the same time this came out, Jerry Nadler, who is a much more older, more establishment, corporate-friendly Democrat than AOC or Bowman, has come out and said the same thing. And the leadership at the state level, at least in the state Senate, is saying the same thing. And dozens of Democrats are saying it. Cuomo needs to go. And I'm actually very happy to see this growing movement, because if you want to stand up to people like Trump, and if you want to stand up to awful things being done to women and all sorts of other people, you need to show some character. And this is some character. This is a Democratic governor who's being called out overwhelmingly by his own people. And it's refreshing to see. I think Cuomo needs to go. I thought he needed to go just with the Ron Kim nursing home story. That alone was a resignable offense. But then we heard stories from all sorts of people about him and his personal misconduct, and it became absolutely clear. This ghoul has to leave. He has to leave, and he has to leave now. Not only is he a monster in his own right personally, but he's failing the people of his state. And there's going to be a lot of political fallout here, and frankly, there needs to be a lot of fallout in the media, because for so long, so many people in the Democratic establishment and in corporate media made this guy a saint. They literally made him a saint. They gave him all these fawning interviews. They talked about him as the greatest leader during this struggle. They compared him constantly in a positive way to Donald Trump. And I get it, Trump sets the bar really low, but that sort of gave them the excuse to make Cuomo into a hero, when it turns out that if anything, he was a villain only a little bit less worse than Donald Trump, hiding information, doing awful things to people, using his power to bully and belittle and scare people and threaten people. The man needs to go. I am glad to see this unification, and I think what makes it powerful is not just the sheer number of people calling for the resignation, but again, the ideological and generational and jurisdictional diversity. People at the state level, people at the federal level, progressives, moderates, establishment types, shaker-uppers, young representatives like AOC and Bowman, older people like Nadler. They are all coming together to make this man leave. Cuomo needs to go. If the Democratic Party wants any credibility when it comes to feminism or the rights of the marginalized, or saying they care about, COVID justice, this man needs to go. I love this step, and I hope to see Cuomo resign. And if he does, we'll bring you that news too.